Hi guys, welcome back to the Small Barn Workshop. My friends at Evolution have sent me one of their new zero insert plates to play with. It's not so much of a unboxing video because it actually didn't come in a box. They just sent it in an envelope. So the plate itself is aluminium and locks pretty much like the one already on the saw. So the one on the saw is plastic and they're quite a strange shape, and I've seen a few videos of people on YouTube trying to make these, to make a zero insert plate, and it's quite difficult because it's so thin. Thomas over at Proper DIY did a good job of creating one. He actually flattened a PVC pipe to create a piece of thin pipe. Then he did go on and to make a more elaborate affair. But even so there's two retaining tabs on the back and then the lock on the front, but these are quite flexible plastic. By comparison, this is much more rigid. The insert pieces are impact plastic, so that's quite tough. But you do get two of these in the pack, so you can change them for different size blades or even for different angles of cuts. I don't think Evolution sell these plates separately, so you just get the two. I think you would have to replace the full unit if you wanted more. These are retailing on their website at £29. You'll get a further 10% discount if you use Small Loft Workshop as the discount code at checkout. So I quite like the way that they've put the hole in for the riving knife. Certainly some of these you can make yourself once you've put them in the hole and wound the blade up through the face of the insert. You still can't get your riving knife out of the back, so that's a good idea. Okay, so just to fit it, just turn the blade down. See, one thing that hopefully is all that build up, which is one of, to me, the biggest issues with this saw, is the cowl in there just gets so full of all these offcuts. Some more down there. So hopefully having a zero clearance guard will actually stop that, because this is quite wide. It has to be quite wide to allow for different thickness blades and also allow for that sort of 45-degree bevel cut. If you're only making it for one blade, and this is the blade that I use the most in this saw, it's very rare I change this blade. So if I did, I'd have to use the other insert. In fact, I don't think I'm going to be able to wind it down. It's so full in there already. So before I can fit this, I'm going to have to clear that cowl out. Pull the plug out, and if you've not cleared the cowl out on this saw before, then pretty much you have to turn it over. There is two screws on the underside. Just loosen these screws and then detach that there. And you can see there it absolutely gets caked up with wood offcuts. Put that back together. And now I should be able to wind that blade all the way down. There we go. Now I can drop this into position and lock it off. Perfect. Plug the saw in and turn on the blade. Oh, oh dear. What's going on here then? Hi guys, it's JP here from the editing desk. When I got to this part of the install, I assumed I was doing something wrong. Primarily because I hadn't got any instructions. But after I filmed this video, I saw a post on the Rage 5 Facebook page where others had had an issue with making their primary cut through the face of the insert. The distance between the saw blade that is supplied with the saw and the underside of the blade is that small that if it's not properly 100% wound down, the blade catches the underside and doesn't actually fully make the cut. In fact, one Facebook user was joking he would lend his 8-inch blade out to everybody to make their first primary cut. So it appears it wasn't just my issue, it is an ongoing issue. And to make the first cut, ensure that your blade is properly wound down right to the bottom of its travel. Right, back to the movie. Okay, so I've got a slight smell of burning plastic. Well, that's a nice, neat cut. The saw blade is just under there, 2 or 3 millimeters down. But now you can see purely the width of that gap is exactly the width of the saw blade. All these little pieces would have fallen down that gap and been now in the cowl of the saw, which would mean I need to clean that out. So the other hack is just to put a piece of tape over. The issue with putting the piece of tape over is it doesn't allow for the riving knife. You've kind of got to get a Stanley knife blade or something similar and just cut out the tape around the riving knife. I really like the fact that Evolution have put this hole in the back for the riving knife, which means that you keep it on. Certainly with the DeWalt saw I have, it's very easy when making a zero plate to actually just take the riving knife off and just wind the saw up through the insert blade. But then you are running the risk of some kickback or accidents because you've not got that rear part of the blade guarded. Of course, you should have your crown guard on. And I also think now that this will keep the majority of the dust above the table, so with the crown guard on the back and a dust extractor into the back, you're probably going to capture much more dust. For £30, I think that's a decent buy to upgrade the feature of what is the OEM insert. Certainly a lot stronger anyway, and you get the additional one. I hope you enjoyed this little video. If so, give me a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see some more from this channel and also from this workshop build behind me that's slowly coming together, then maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. And if you want one of these Evolution insert plates for your Rage 5, don't forget, if you buy one direct from Evolution, if you use Small Loft Workshop as the discount code, you'll get an additional 10%, £3 off. Until next time, bye.